Hi, so I have too many pin storage products, so I thought I can just share what I know with the good people of YouTube. I'm going to go through all the pin products I have, kind of talk about them, show how many pins fit inside, pros, cons, all of that. Yes, I have too many pin products. I have too many pins. Yeah, cool. But hopefully this helps someone. Yeah, I'm going to go through everything. I have mainly Pinfolio products, but I do have one product from Kraken Trade. And I'm going to just show you like what my pins actually look like because I store most of my pins. I don't really display them. And then if there's anything I'm not using, I have just some general pins that I can show y'all. We have a good size. We have jumbos, we have tiny kingdoms, we have just regular board traders, different size pins, so you kind of get that. I also have two standard backer cards, so I can show you roughly if you do it with the backer card. And then I have three pins of different backer card sizes. The Incredibles is a standard one, but like we have one from Paris, we have one of the Happily Ever After sets, just so we kind of get a general size for everything. So I'm going to clear all the space and we are going to get started with the pin products. Up first, we're going to do the one product that is not from Pinfolio. This is actually from Kraken Trade. It is just another company that does pin books and pin events. So yeah, I got the Megalodon. I ordered it sometime in like September or October of last year, and there was like a whole thing with the shipping and just getting it to me. So I would recommend, if you're maybe at a pin event, get these in person because I don't have nice things to say about the shipping, and I'm gonna just keep it at that. But this is where I keep a lot of my attraction pins. It's kind of boring, nothing on the bottom. There are feet over here and then two zippers, but it's this main zipper on top that mainly does everything. Now, I added an extra Pinfolio page in here, and I'll talk about that page in a second. But if we unzip everything, I can kind of just show you all in general how many pins fit in it. A lot of people have these when they go trading. I see these all the time when I watch people on YouTube who do like pin trade more frequently than I. Sorry for hitting the camera. So you have this nice clear front page that I really like. I use it because I have a lot of pins that have like 3D elements. They're pin on pin, they have little bubbles, and I don't necessarily want to put those inside the book, so I have them on top of the book. So it will open up like this, and then this right here where everything adjusts is Velcro, so you can flip it to either side you want it. I have this green page, so I will talk about that in a second. We're not focusing on that. If you get the Kraken Trade, it'll come with pages and dividers. You'll get these black page. It's like foam. There's like a texture to the Pinfolio ones. These are foam, and I just keep a lot of my like parks and attractions in here. So you get three of these. You can undo everything, take the pages out, rearrange them, and it comes with these dividers right here, these plastic dividers. And yeah, this is like kind of what a blank page looks like, but it's foam. It's their super cool product. This is the Megalodon. It's the only one I have from Kraken Trade, so I kind of wanted to start with that. And then if we keep going, just because it's already right here, this is a green Pinfolio page. I think they're discontinuing this page. I don't know. I really don't know. But I have an empty page here. It came in a pack of 3 and they were on sale. I paid full price for the Meg. For the Pinfolios, I usually get a deal for them. Either during the holidays they have deals on their website, or if you go to their whatnot they can have deals or flash sales. So not that they're bad products, but if you can get the same product for less, I want to help y'all out. So I got like a pack of 3 of these pages. So it's standard. It'll fit in any sort of binder. You get the 3-hole punch, and then you get a divider with each one, so that way you can protect the pins as you're flipping the pages. I put 2 of them in other pin books, and then I have this spare one. And just, yeah, you can see you can get like quite a few pins on here. It's gonna depend on what size your pins are. Are you hosting a tiny kingdom collection? Are they hard rock pins? Are they big jumbos? That's why I'm not saying like how many pins are in each page, because like this is a great example. I have super small pins, I have large fantasy pins, I have a pin on a card. Who knows? So this is the Meg in the first Pinfolio page. Next is the Pinfolio Pro Show. I want to say it's a comparable size to the Meg. It's probably not one to one, but this is what I have. Again, not sure if this is still like available or whatever, but you do get this nice handy carrying case, and then this is also a backpack. So these are backpack straps. I just shoved them in there because I don't really go to pin events like that. I would imagine this gets super heavy if you fill it with pins. Mine's barely filled up and it's heavy, so that's interesting. But if we get started, you get a board with this one. So this very first page is a pin board that you can take out. I just have a host of pins in here. These are just random pins, places I've been, personal things. This is my mishmash pins. My mishmash pins that I can't get rid of, but I really like. But you get them on this Pinfolio board. It is double-sided. I'm not sure what size board it is. Sorry. But yeah, there we go. And that fits in this front page. So you can put like super cool pins or like your grails or anything you really want to put on that page, you can. And then if we flip inside the Pro Show, you have a little compartment right here where you can keep things. I keep backer cards, you can keep pin backs, you can keep pins in there, whatever you need. And you get 3 of these black pages that are roughly the same size of the green ones that I just showed you, but it only comes with 3. I have 4 in here, and it is a ring binder. I do not believe you can move these, but very similar to the last one. This is where I keep some of my like super small side collections, so you can see like my villains and my, what else do I have? My Marvel, that's the big one. Another page of just random pins I have. And you get those dividers, so you keep the dividers in between the pages. And that's just kind of how I have it. Like that, and then you have a zip there where you can put backer cards, backings, whatever you need. This is nice if you want to be able to like move the pages and such. It just depends. Do you want to be able to move the pages or not? What pin book you get. This is also the backpack. So super nice. I'm sure I'm going to fill it with a lot of pins. I'm just trying to figure out what pin collection to put it in, because right now I have miscellaneous pins and I do not need that many miscellaneous pins in my collection. So yeah, super nice. I see this one a lot for like bigger traders who have just a lot of pins, because you can fit a lot. I added in this green page so I can fit 4. You can probably fit like another page on top if you really needed to, and then zip everything up and you're ready to go. So there we go. And the last of my super big pin books is the Pinfolio Window. The Pro Window. Pinfolio Pro Window. So you have a little zip there. This also comes with a shoulder strap, so I'm pretty sure a lot of people use these when they're trading. And then it has little carrying cases. This also has a front board on it. I'm not using this front board because this is kind of, I don't know. I don't know what I want to put in this one. It's like, do I want to put my Princess and the Frog? Do I want to put my Winnie the Pooh? What do I want to put in this? But we got a good old size front board. There we go. That goes in the front so you can show off some of your pins that way. And then when you flip it open, this one is attached. That's one of the big differences. The other one is a backpack and you have detachable pages. These pages and the dividers are attached to the bag, so there's no way to not have them in there. The other one I showed, you could just have your pins on the front and like use the rest as a backpack. I know they have another backpack option for Pinfolio Pro. This one, pages are attached, so you again have a little pocket where you can put things. Comes with the dividers, and here you go. This is where I keep like my Princess and the Frog collection, and it's like a feltier type on top. The other ones were foam. I'm pretty sure this looks foam on the inside with the felt over it. But like I said, there's no way to remove these and rearrange everything. If you want to rearrange everything, you have to take the pages off. But this is where I keep a lot of my sets, so you can see how many fit on a page. Again, my sets are all different sizes, so sorry that doesn't help. There you go. Different sets. Munchlings. Yeah, I need to stop with the mystery sets. I was so good for like the first 6 years I collected. I didn't care about sets, and then here we are. All I want to do is collect sets. But this is what a page looks like when it's blank. You have this whole foam, and then there's like an attachment down here. So all of that. Final page, and then another zip pouch for anything you need on here. So those are like the big 3 pin books I have that can store a lot. I'm going to transition a lot of like my main collections to these, so my attractions. I'll probably keep my mystery sets in here even though I want to stop those. And then Winnie the Pooh. And then with this one, I might keep Princess and the Frog in here. I thought I had more Princess and the Frog pins, but I kind of am pausing on that collection right now, but that's not what this video is. This video is to just show how many pins fit inside. So again, generally, here are some pins. Here's what fits inside. Alright, next I'm going to show the Pinfolio products I take to the park. So these are the little mini boards. I love these. It's just a pack of 5. Again, I got them on sale. It's super easy to just like throw these in your bag. My bag is slightly smaller than a Loungefly, and I can fit one of these in there. When you get it, yours is going to, well, it's not going to, but you can purchase separately this little zip cap to put everything in. But again, at least when I bought everything, the zip pouch, this clear pouch, was a separate cost from the board, so you would buy both of these separately. Honestly, you don't really need these. I was just kind of spending money because I already got a pack of these. But you can, I see a lot of people just with the board, or you can probably get like a Ziploc bag if you don't want to pay for the Pinfolio bag. And so I use these either when I'm in the parks, or I started putting like my little micro collections on it, anything I want to see. So here's my little Pua collection in general. Those are what can fit on these boards, but these boards aren't meant to fit a whole lot. You can like put them in your pocket. I have Pua on here, and then I have my Hello Kitty one, and I have some of my other theme parks that aren't Disney related, and then I got these in a pack of 5. So if you want to kind of just see how big they are, because this one is blank, you can fit like one jumbo on there. This is one of my larger pins that is like feasible to store. So we have this spinner right here. That takes up the majority of the board. You could fit like a couple of carded pins ever so tight if you do it horizontally, or just one carded pin if you hold it vertically. And then if you just want it like a different size backer card. Again, it's not going to hold the most pins. I see a lot of people doing these for like trades and such. So there we go. And then, I don't know. There you go. Just so y'all can see a couple different size pins on this board. It's probably great for your Tiny Kingdom collection for anyone who has super itty bitty pins. But there you go. Just in general, it's a great product to take on the go in the parks, if you ask me. But I also feel like that's what they were made for. But I do not work for GoPinPro, and I'm not affiliated anyway, so yeah, these are just super cute and handy for when you go to the park. One of my favorite park products that not a lot of people like, they're gonna like the one I show you after, is the Pinfolio Go. It's like oval, and you get this adjustable right there on it. I use it for some traders, I guess. These are, right now, these are traders that I'm like hesitant on trading away, or they just don't fit in my other pouch, honestly. But you get 2 surfaces to put your pins on and a little divider right here. So you can see these are just park level traders, super cute. I can throw these in my bag. This fits in a Loungefly, and you get these 2 surfaces. It's nice. It's not the easiest to zip. If I had to like, I don't know, not to be negative, but if you have pins on both sides and then you close it, it's gonna take a second. You gotta go slow. It will zip, but it's not like the easiest zip. But I have this like stuffed most of the time and fully zipped, and there's nothing wrong. You have everything right here on the back. You can like fit a couple pin backs or backer cards right there. But this is the Go. I know it's not the favorite of the Pinfolio products, but I really like it. when I went to Disneyland most recently, I had it as like overstock trade, so I didn't think I was going to do a lot of traders, but I didn't want to like jinx myself, so I bought some backup just in case I had like a really good pin trading day. Didn't have to trade off any of these, but there we go. And then if you're ever curious, just up top you can see holes are left behind in Pinfolios. That might bother people if you don't want to look at a bunch of little holes, but it's fine for me. I'm able to like reuse pins and like stick them in the hole. I've had this product for like a little bit over a year. It still works for me. And yeah, there we go. This is the Go. I know I'm the only one that like really roots for this product, but I like it. That's why I got it. And then this next one is probably the Pinfolio product that like everyone knows and loves. This is like the mini show. Everyone has one of these. I feel like I finally felt like an actual pin person when I got one of these, and it wasn't the fact that I was in pins for like 7 or 8 years before I got this product, but once I got this I felt like one of like the it pin people. So like, I don't know, maybe that's like a con to you. But you'll see so many of these in the parks. You have 3 surfaces to put your pins on, and this can just slide on your wrist, so it's super easy to carry. I usually put it in my bag. It fits in my bag perfectly fine. We have a little pouch right here where you can put some pin backs, or you can just throw just barely a carded back on there. So there we go. But it's super cool. I keep hitting the camera, sorry. This first page unzips and you have this surface. You don't need like a little mini board or anything. In fact, the mini board is a little bit too small to fit in there. You just stick it right on the surface. So these are a lot of my little board traders. That's what you're going to see in this one. A lot of my board traders. Then when you open it up, you have 2 more surfaces to stick things on. So more board traders. And again, that's what the holes look like when you remove them, but you can reuse these. I haven't had any problems of bent pin posts or pins coming out. Like, your pins are staying in there, which is a good thing. With my bigger books, I try to not rearrange it too much because a couple of people I've heard murmurings of may get like a bent pin post here or there. Because it's like a firm foam, basically, but they stay in, pins stay in, you can shake it around, put it in your bag, you'll be pretty safe, and it comes with this divider right here. So this is, I feel like, is one of their more popular products. The mini show something, that's around there. That's roughly the name of it. So there we go. Super cute. You can get a lot of pins in here, and then especially if you're doing like trade-in and stuff, you can pack a whole lot in one of these. Up next, this is just a general Pinfolio. I want to say that's what the name of this is, but it's just 2 surfaces. You have this attachment. You can remove these straps right here if you don't want them, or you can keep them on. There is a zip back here, so you can open and close things. You can put a lot of pin backs or backer cards in here. What matters most is the inside. I've seen a couple people stick the pins right onto here. I would probably do that. I just haven't used this yet. I got it super cheap in a flash sale. That's why I have it, and it hasn't been used, but it will be one day. And here we go. Pinfolio. Nice and easy. There's the page on the inside. You can fit quite a few pins on here. I'm going to just lay this flat and kind of just show what you can fit on here. Quite a few jumbo pins if you need. Here is the other show, the mini show boards for scale. You can fit quite a few carded pins on here. So I know I store a couple with carded pins. I kind of like storing certain pins with the backer card on it, like the Incredibles one. I feel like it works well. There's a very big backer card, or a unique sized one, and we have a Paris backer card, and we just have so many pins that you can fit. Imagine if you were like putting these in with care. You could get quite a few in here. So if you have like a good amount that you want to bring to the parks and you're okay with like a bigger pin book, or you just have like a bigger backpack, this wouldn't fit in a lounge fly, but It looks good. I feel like I need to show y'all's more. I want to max this out, see how much you can get. It all depends on the size of your pins. I'm most familiar with Disney pins. If you do other type of pins, these should be fine. Any sort of blind pin, anything like that, you can really pack them in on here. I think it's a good size. Yeah, I'm thinking about putting my traders in here. So I don't have the most traders living thousands of miles from the parks, but you can get a good amount of pins in there. So there we go. It fits a lot. 2 surfaces to put your pins on. I really like it, and I got it on a super sale, so look out for those sales. Up next, a little bit bigger, is the Pinfolio Show. So it is a very similar size to the last one. Exactly the same size, but this one has the show surface on top, so you have 3 surfaces instead of 2. Like the other one, there is this removable strap you can have, and the very back has a zippered pouch, and so you can fit quite a few if you open it up. Here's the show page. You don't need like a board or anything. I just stick them right onto the surface. There might be a board that fits in one of these. I'm not sure. I'm not great with the boards and what goes in what product with Pinfolio, but this is where I'm housing Winnie the Pooh at the moment. And so you can see you have a lot of good pins of various sizes. Like I have a pin on a card. I have a couple of bigger ones. I have this fantasy profile. Just little park stuff. You can kind of gauge how big this is. And then it's the same size on the inside, but you have 2 surfaces of the Pinfolio foam board, so you can kind of see I have so much space to expand and put everything in. So super cute, super beautiful. Trying to fill out my monthly set. I'm a couple months behind and they're very expensive, which I don't love, but you can fit quite a few pins in there. And then these are larger pins, from the Winnie the Pooh pin of the month that came out in 2025. So you can see 4 of them take up roughly half of the page, so if you have larger pins. But if you have regular park ones, you can fit so many in there. Again, how many pins you can fit really depends on the size of the pins you have, but there we go. Super beautiful, wonderful. And to kind of end that trilogy, we have the Maxx show. So again, there is a little zip pouch here. A little kitten tore this. So it didn't come like this. Little kitty got paw stuck in my Pinfolio, and so I had to save kitty. And it ripped a little bit. The kitty is safe, and the pins on the inside are safe. Again, you can detach right here. And very similar to the last one, this is just a little bit bigger. It's just slightly bigger than the other one, so you can see there's extra room on the side and at the top. It's just a bit bigger. That's kind of how it is. This is where I keep my most prized collection. This is where I keep my Clarabelle cow pin collection. So right on the front, not a lot on the front because I'm trying to like save room for when my collection grows, but I just have a couple with like bells or like attachments, spins. Something where I don't necessarily want it on the inside, but the inside's where the magic is because that's where I have all my Clarabelle cow pins. So it's not a Clarabelle tour, but as you can see, you can fit quite a few on here. I have the big old pink a la mode backer cards. I have jumbos, I have WDIs, I have super smalls, I have some tiny kingdoms over here. Mystery sets, just beautiful. Look at how beautiful Clarabelle cow is. I know this is supposed to be talking about the products, but wow. I have an excellent Clarabelle cow collection. And then we have this page where I have room to grow. So there we go. Beautiful. Again, we have like super small stamps. Big ones. Everything's great. Love Clarabelle cow. Love Clarabelle cow. If you ever wanted to know why I'm Clarabelle pins, it's because I like Clarabelle cow and I want to be a Clarabelle cow pin completist. And as of filming, I'm like 10 pins away, but I haven't seen those pins on the market in a while, and I've been doing pins for like 10 years. So if you see any Clarabelle cows that you don't see here, I'll let your girl know. But again, back to the Pinfolio products, this tab is attached. It's great. Before I had Clarabelle in here, I had my Munchlings in here. So I had series 1 through 4, and it kind of filled up both pages, and then I had like the Munchling like LEs and the ones that weren't a part of the series on the very front page. So to compare to Munchlings, if that helps. But there you go. Again, so many pins can fit in it. I feel like I see this one when people trade a lot as well. You see a lot of Pinfolio and Kraken products, so good size. I'm also considering, depending on how things go, getting another one of the Maxx Show to put my traders in, but we'll see how that goes. Anyways, that doesn't matter because that is the size of the Maxx Show. Then I have one more pin book product to show y'all's. And the final pin product I haven't used, it is the Pin Show XL. It's one of their newer products that they came out with. So there's a lot of pages, but it's compact. It will probably get heavy if you like max it out with pins, but I feel like it'll be easier to transport and take to pin events. So you have a nice zip on the back, and then on the front you get this board. So it's a little good size board you can put stuff on. Again, double-sided, and so with this I would put it right on this board instead. There you go. It's clear so you can see. The XL comes with a strap, so you can hook everything onto there if you want to carry it as like a crossbody or something. And then this has a zip right over here you can put things in, and then these pages are attached. You can't take the pages out, but it's a good in-between size. I was very interested, so we'll see what I put in here. There was a sale on them, so I picked one up, and I don't have any pins to put it in it yet, but by the end of this year I'm sure I'll get more. So there's dividers between everything, and then you have this nice pin page, so I can show y'all a couple of things that can fit on there, just so you can kind of eyeball how much stuff you can put on there. You can do quite a lot, and then it's double-sided pages, so it's really just how big are your pins. That's how many pins you can put on here. Let me put more on there. Just dropped a pin. Let's put some of those. Let's put Dumbo up there. We can put Toad there. And then we need more Clarabelle Cow on this page, so we can put her Tiny Kingdom there. Again, this is just so you can get like a rough estimate. If you like pack everything together, you could probably put a lot of sets in here. You can put a couple jumbos on a page, a couple of carded pins, regular traders, whatever you want. It's all about how you want to store your pins. I'm just showing so you can get like a rough idea if you're familiar with the size of Disney pins. But I'm pretty sure there's 5 of these pages, front and back, and they're all attached, so we can go through it. So there we go. You can't take these out, but they are attached there. So that's 1 page front and back, 2nd page front and back, 3rd page, 4th page, and the 5th page. And then there's the back, there's padding. And then, yeah, these look like basically the front boards that are just extra secured into the Pinfolio. So there we go. This is the Elite, one of the newer products. I don't know what the newest product on Pinfolio is, just because I have so much space to continue to grow my pin collection. So there we go, as I put everything back. Hopefully this was helpful. I'm sorry it's a very long video, but I wanted to like go through all the products I have and show you what fits and like how many pins you can put in it. And I'd rather give like more detail and you guys have to like fast forward and skim through the video than less detail and you're left confused and you still have questions. So hopefully this made sense. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you store your pins. Like I said, I mainly have Pinfolio. The thing with Kraken, like I have no issue with the books. It was just the shipping that was my problem. So if you can like get the books in person at an event, maybe do that way. Pinfolio, their shipping's fine. I usually order off the website unless I'm ordering through their whatnot. But yeah, there you go. Pin products. Hope this was helpful. Let me know what pin products you like, especially if you like trade a lot. What do you bring to like trade events? What do you bring to trade in the parks? All that fun stuff. Thank you for watching. Maybe subscribe. You don't have to. You don't have to. But like I would appreciate if you did. And I will see you all in another video. Thank you so much. Bye.